mean, what did you expect? You expected for him to act all masculine after you already took that away from him? Like, this is why I never tell women to chase no man. Like, you should never be proposing to no man. You should never be approaching no man. People ask me this all the time. Like, you never approached a guy? No, I never have a day in my life. A day in my life.
What's good, you guys? And welcome back again on another episode. How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing great. And if you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Simone Biles' husband's interview. This interview has been going viral. I'm very sure if you're on TikTok or on Instagram, you might have come across few clips addressing that interview. It was so serious that some people are even calling for divorce, telling Simone to not wait for so long before she filed a divorce because of how he answered some questions that he was asked in that interview. And he did not hesitate to state that men are the cats and reveal that it was Simone who DM'd him first. I don't think there's anything bad in a lady DMing a guy they like. Some people can do it, some people can't. He even said he doesn't know who Simone was at the time when she sent a DM to him, that one of the things he noticed was that she has so many followers. We are talking about the most decorated gymnast in the history with so many medals, and you say you don't know who Simone is. I saw some comments of people saying it's possible for him not to know who Simone is, but a lot of people were not having it, and they believe he was lying because he's as well into sport. The interviewer then went ahead to ask him a question like, do you mean that Simone is not your type or something like that? And the way he was replying, the reply he was giving in that interview was like a backhanded reply, but the fact that Simone was in that same building and she was smiling gives people a type of feeling. And again, a lot of people said she was talking down on herself just to make the man shine, which is necessarily not important. Girl, you need to read the room and you need to pay attention to how this man is treating you. The whole interview saga went viral. People were not having it and it sparked the conversation. Without wasting much time, let me just roll the clip so you guys can hear what the people are saying about Simone Biles' husband's interview.
Simone Biles' husband is a walking red flag.
I always say we the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did though.
Is what you said.
Cause I was fighting it. I was fighting it.
This man got into a relationship with Simone Biles, and he's acting like she's the one who should be lucky.
How in the hell did you pull Simone Biles? How did you do that, bro?
Man, it's really how she pulled me, man. That's the question. He pops up, and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics. I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so I didn't know who she was at the time. But like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she got to be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and
I just don't believe that he didn't know who Simone Biles was. Like, think that he has a little bit of jealousy towards his wife. Listen to this.
It was all these moms, and they're there with their kids, and we walked past, and everybody stopped, and just kids are like shaking, and it's like, oh my God, and I'm like,
You thought it's because you thought you were fine, huh?
man, nah. That's what's funny. They asking me, they like, here, can you take this picture? And I'm like,
He centered so much of their love story around the fact that she chased him.
because if she wouldn't have messaged me, chances are, like, I probably wouldn't have. I probably was just, mine would have went somewhere else and wouldn't have thought to, but she messaged me, and
We've all been here where we're all just like googly eyes for, a mediocre man who doesn't actually like see us as a person. And it's so easy to just be like, oh my goodness, he can do no wrong, and make a lot of excuses. Kind of look at that type of talk as funny or endearing. He was low-key dissing her multiple times in this interview. And men do this all the time. If you read between the lines of this podcast interview, it's just like actually sad more than anything. Also, he made her drive to see him. This is crazy to me because if a guy actually wants to see you, he's going to go the distance to see you. I went on a date with a guy that drove 2 hours. 2 hours. It was a 4-hour round trip to go on a first date with me, a coffee date. I have no judgment towards Simone at all. I think that this is just like very common in a lot of relationships. It's just like insane that a man that is married to Simone Biles would talk like that. Like, the enthusiasm was not there. People have way more enthusiasm for talking about their pets than he did talking about his wife. And I'll say it, I listened to the podcast and I really loved his story. He was very vulnerable. He seems like a good guy, but I am just so bothered by the way that he's talked about Simone in this. There are so many men who are okay with their baseline of happiness just being so low. So they'll stay in relationships with people that they don't actually like that much. And I think a lot of men just aren't happy, and instead of, being honest with that with their partner, they're just mean. I don't doubt for a second that he loves her. I do wonder, how much does he like her, Simone as a person? I just wish that he would talk about that more. I'm also just tired of men being so unenthusiastic about the person that they're with. I'm like, if you don't feel excited and happy to tell people about your partner or your relationship, when you love someone or even just something, when you talk about it, you're able to feel it from the other person. It's just oh my goodness, this person loves that thing, and you know it for sure. And you don't have to question it at all. But this man is making us all question, does he even like her? And that means that his enthusiasm to be with Simone Biles is too low. Anyways, if I'm ever in a relationship with a man who has any sort of tone close to this when talking about me or our relationship, I'll just go find a different one, because this type of tone, this type of attitude, not.
I see a lot of y'all mad at Simone Biles, fiance, or I don't know what he is, for saying that basically he deprived in their relationship. I don't know why y'all mad at him. He just telling the truth. They did that interview and he basically told us a story about how Simone Biles chased him. So yeah, he is the prize. We want men to be so masculine and this and that, and we talk bad about men being sassy and feminine. Well, yeah, when they were the ones getting asked out on dates, why would if I was a man getting asked out on a date, I would ask for flowers too. I'd want her to open my car door too, because I'm her girlfriend now. Y'all make these men y'all girlfriends, and then y'all surprised when they be acting feminine and sassy like they the prize. They are the prize. You asked him out, sis. You chased him. I mean, what did you expect? You expected for him to act all masculine after you already took that away from him? This is why I never tell women to chase no man. You should never be proposing to no man. You should never be approaching no man. People ask me this all the time. You never approached a guy? No, I never have a day in my life. A day in my life, I would never approach no man and ask him out on a date. Why would I do that and give him the automatic upper hand? No, of course he's the prize. I just gave him the power and the whole dynamic. Why would he chase me after I just chased him? What? Come on now.
The way this unknown man sat there and tried to humble his wife, Simone Biles, the most decorated gymnast in history, Simone Biles. In the words of Adele, divorce, babes, divorce. The way he sat up in this interview and let another man ask, so is it safe to say that you didn't really want Simone Biles? And you sat there and laughed about your wife? The way you so proudly say that you had her drive 45 minutes to come see you on the first date? The way you sat up in this interview talking about you're the prize and that you didn't know who she was? You are a whole athlete, sir. You don't know who one of the greatest athletes on this planet right now is? Be for real. A man who tries to humble someone, his wife, like that, that's a man who is very insecure and has no business being married, let alone to Simone Biles. Divorce, babes. Draft them papers, and I really hope you have a prenup. The way this unknown man sat there.
The amount of embarrassment and shame that this man should have saying this, the way that this man had this mindset the entire time that he was dating her, shows why he's speaking about her in this way while they're married. We are talking about someone who is the most decorated gymnast in the world and someone who's on the practice team for an NFL team. Saying that he made her drive, saying that he made her chase him, he's some sort of prize. I don't want to go Bible on it, but the Bible literally says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Not she who finds a husband, much less a husband who's on a practice team. Men, most of the time, will show you their audacity right off the bat. So if you're not one to catch it, you can be in these situations potentially. I really hope that he does not continue on this train of basically bashing and humiliating his wife. And Simone, you are the prize, girl. Never forget that.
The thing that bothers me the most about that Simone Biles husband's interview isn't the fact that she's sitting right there next to him, smiling, giggling, eating it up. And it's not the fact that he's just like I don't know, I didn't really know her. It's the fact that the vibe that I get from that is he's saying she wasn't really my type. She wasn't really my type. She isn't the typical girl that I could have gotten or, would have gotten with, but I gave her a chance. Therefore, I am the catch. There is no reason for a woman like Simone Biles to be as so talented and accomplished and as beautiful as she is to be with a man who speaks about her like that, unless he is reverse gold digging and just, riding off her coattails for the name, for the fame, and everything else that comes with it. The way he talks about her gives very much resentment. Oh, I gave her a chance and look at where we are. That's what the interview gives.
I think the worst part of the interview with Simone Biles' husband is the fact that she was in the room while he said all of this. And I don't think everybody watched the full interview because that girl was sitting there smiling like it was some cute love story that she had to chase this man because he was not interested in her. And the interviewers actually asked her, like, girl, is this true? And she literally was all smug, like, I knew what I wanted and I got it. I know what I want and I'm gonna get it. Girl, you look so goofy. It is so embarrassing. And I hope she's watching all of these videos people are posting about this interview. She will never, ever be able to complain in this relationship because you knew who he was when you met him. When he's wanting you to pay more because you make more money and he doesn't want to be the man and provide, he's going to say, you knew from the jump, I was a sassy nigga. He's never going to let you forget an argument that he did not want you. He's going to be like, I didn't want you. You wanted me. You chased me. If you ain't like it, why did you chase me? Every argument, he's going to use that. This man sat on this interview and basically screamed that he did not want her. She wanted him. She chased him. And he had to convince himself to even entertain it. He literally said, I was fighting it. He did not want you. Don't let a man tell you that he does not want you. This is not a cute love story. This is mad embarrassing. He's making it crystal clear. I was the catch. I didn't want you. And in my humble opinion, just looking at this man, I can almost bet you that if he was not with Simone Biles because he saw an opportunity and he took it, he would be with a white woman. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying he has the look of a black man who dates white women. Everything in the interview I entertained her and I gave her a chance because of who she was as an athlete. And that's after he tried to convince the interviewers that he didn't know who she was before he met her, before she slid in his DMs. Y'all, this is so embarrassing. And it's not even like you could be like, girl, leave him, because she's married.
You was really the catch in...
I always say the man the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you said.
Because I was fighting it.
Now, he may not have known who she was when he met her, but this is the Simone Biles, Olympic gold medalist. Honey, put some respect on Simone's name. But he also goes on to talk about how he's the catch.
How did you do that, bro?
Man, it's really how she pulled me, man. That's the question.
And this is why I believe that men like this think so. When you are, as a woman, are pursuing a man, it makes them feel like they're the prize. He goes on to talk about in the interview how, they met on this dating app and she kept messaging him first. She even drove 45 minutes to come see him on the first date. Like, it always seemed like she was in the role of the pursuer. Now, that's how men talk about you when you are the one pursuing them. I always say they chase, we choose. That's why we don't drop down on our knee and propose to men. That's why we're not calling first and pursuing men, approaching men that we meet out in the wild. You don't do that because this is how they talk about you. They feel like, oh my goodness, she must really think I'm something. Like, you don't want them to start sounding like this.
I thoroughly wanted a relationship. I just did not want you. It's not that a relationship is not what he wanted. I just didn't want you.
With me. Okay.
There
so
we go.
Let me say with me.
Praise God.
It makes that much difference.
It does.
He told me
No.
boldly.
I said you.
Like,
I said I don't like you. Stop looking at me like that. I don't like you like that.
Not what you want, okay? But this is what happens when women pursue men. They think that they're the prize. You can't convince this man that she's not lucky to be with him. We don't even know who he is. We don't even know who he is. Besides being Simone Biles' husband, we don't even know who he is, and he still think, yeah, she lucky she have found me. Is she?
And this is why I will always reiterate that I wish to walk through life with the confidence of a straight male. Because even in this post, they referred to you as Simone Biles' husband. Like, I still don't know your name. And then for the quote tweet to be, mind you, he went undrafted, was waived by 2 teams, hasn't won a single championship, and is all around a below average player. Sir, why do you think you're him? And he tried to say, like, I didn't know who she was. You didn't know who 4-time Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles was. Be so expeditiously back around. As the days go by, I truly no longer can believe in love, because what is this? And then the part that pains me the most is she just sitting there. She's in the room. And she just smiling and rolling her eyes. Let this be a lesson. Get a man who appreciates your shine and isn't threatened by it. Yeah.
Simone, we don't want you ending up like Kiki. We don't want you ending up like Cardi B. We don't want you ending up like Tiana. Do you see the pattern? As someone that used to date a narcissistic, insecure, egotistical psychopath, let me break down what this really meant. And I don't need nobody getting on my ass. We're going to have some real talk here. When he says that you pulled him in, what he means by that, but under our current social beauty standards, Simone Biles, you're beautiful, but under those social beauty standards, you're not conventionally attractive. Meaning most men won't find you physically attractive until they hear about that money that you got, until they hear about that status that you got. Mind you, we already told you, we don't even know this man's name, which is why we know his career ain't popping off like that. Now, personally, I think he's okay looking, but under social beauty standards, he's conventionally attractive. That's why he feels that he is the prize, even though we don't know his name. And I know it's said in here, but I'm gonna forget it. And I haven't even taken the time to remember it. You feel me? So Simone, I love you, but leave that man and get some real friends in your life that will talk to you like I'm talking to you right now, okay?
What do you guys think about what these stitches all said? I love every single thing they said because they all said the truth. The fact that she was there giggling like, it was saying something nice about her, it was giving mad embarrassing. It was giving, oh, I don't really like her. She slid into my DM and then she kept on chasing, and then I had her drive down to my side. And then I decided to give her a chance after I look her up and I saw that she has something to her name. I don't think he's happy being with her. When he was talking about it in that interview, he's not giving he's happy being with her. He just liked the idea of who she is, and then he decided to go with it because he believed he's going to add something to his own name as well. Even though we know that he proposed to Simone at this point, because with that interview, you can even start asking, are you sure this guy really proposed to this girl, like talking to her like this? I saw a comment that said that maybe Simone actually bought the ring herself because it's giving, yes, he proposed, but Simone bought the ring herself. Let me know what you guys think about that whole interview. It was so embarrassing. He literally talked like he does not want her, like he wouldn't have been with her if not that slid into his DM. He made the entire interview and he made a mark known that it was actually Simone that was chasing him. One of the stitches talk about how she's not going to have a say because she already knows the type of person that he is before she got with him, and I totally agree. And it is so sad with the level of Simone's achievement. I don't think it's nice hearing her husband come online to talk about her like that. It's no reasonable person that will be on an interview talking about their wife like that. Let me hear what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, and I love you guys.